You ever notice how the quiet ones always seem to know more than they let on? They're the ones sitting in the back, calm, collected, while everyone else is fighting to fill the silence. But that silence, it's not empty. It's alive. Every look, every tone, every tiny shift in the air. They catch it all. They're not disconnected. They're decoding. While most people talk to be heard, quiet people listen to understand. And here's the thing. Words to them aren't cheap. They treat them like currency, something to be spent wisely. Every sentence costs energy. Every word holds weight. That's why when they finally speak, it hits different. It's not small talk, it's truth. But here's where it gets wild. The reason they stay quiet runs deeper than people think. See, for a lot of quiet people, silence isn't about fear. It's about focus. Their minds are running 1,000 miles an hour, analyzing every angle before they say a single word. They're not overthinking, they're processing. Who's listening? How will this land? What's the real meaning behind the words being said? That's not hesitation, that's emotional intelligence in motion. Psychologists have found that people who speak less often score higher in self-awareness. They reflect before reacting. They feel things deeply, but they don't always rush to translate those feelings into words. Because honestly, sometimes words just can't capture what's going on inside. So instead, they stay still, thinking, feeling, absorbing. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Silence for them isn't weakness, it's power. The world loves loud voices. It rewards those who shout their opinions and take up space. But quiet people, they know something deeper. Noise doesn't equal depth. Talking more doesn't make your words truer. The loudest person in the room isn't always the smartest. Sometimes it's the one listening. You've seen it before. That one person who barely speaks, but when they do, everyone shuts up. That's not luck. That's presence. That's respect earned through silence. Because silence builds gravity. And gravity pulls attention without ever asking for it. Quiet people pick up on things others miss. The nervous tap of a finger, the shaky tone in a confident voice, the vibe shift no one else feels. It's not magic. It's awareness. When you talk less, you start noticing the truth behind what people don't say. But hold up, because silence isn't always peace. Sometimes it's survival. For some, silence is the armor they built over years of chaos. Maybe they grew up in homes where words hurt more than helped, where talking too much got you ignored or shut down. So they learned early that peace lives in quiet. Over time, that quiet became protection, and protection became identity. Psychologists call it adaptive silence, when your nervous system figures out that saying less keeps you safe. But what starts as survival can evolve into strength, because in that quiet, they learn control. They don't react on impulse. They process, then respond with precision. That's not avoidance, it's mastery. In a world full of instant opinions, being measured is a superpower. And yet, there's a twist. That same silence that protects can also isolate. Here's the paradox. Quiet people crave connection, but they fear being misunderstood. They want to be seen, just not spotlighted. Heard, but not shouted over. So they pull back, not because they don't care, but because they care too much. Every interaction hits deeper. Every emotion sticks longer. That's why solitude feels like home. It's not loneliness, it's recovery. They notice the unspoken stuff, the sadness behind a smile, the hesitation before a "I'm fine." Their silence is empathy in disguise. They don't just listen to words, they listen to people. And when they finally do speak, it's not noise, it's truth wrapped in care. But here's where the story turns again, because that kind of quiet carries weight most can't see. Quiet souls carry more than anyone realizes. They absorb the room, the tension, the moods, the energy. It's like they feel everything twice. Once through others, once through themselves. That's why stillness isn't just peace, it's detox. Solitude helps them drain out all the noise they've been soaking up. But don't confuse that for weakness. When they love deeply. When they show up, it's with intention. They don't do surface, they do substance. Every word, every gesture means something. That's why conversations with them stick with you. Long after they've gone quiet again, their words echo. Still, all that awareness comes with a cost. Seeing too much, feeling too much, it can get heavy. Here's the truth. Quiet people aren't silent because they have nothing to say. They're silent because they've learned that truth doesn't need to shout. Their stillness isn't emptiness. It's depth. They see what others miss, the hesitation before someone speaks, the flicker in a person's eyes that betrays how they really feel. They can sense the stories people hide behind laughter, and they carry those stories gently, like they're holding something sacred. Many of them weren't born quiet. They became that way. After years of noise, chaos, and misunderstanding, silence became their safe place. But over time, that safety turned into strength. They realized they don't need to raise their voice to make an impact. Their calm is their power. Their presence does the talking. Psychologists call it high sensitivity. About 20% of people have it. It means their brains pick up on more details, their hearts feel things more intensely, and their spirits process the world at a deeper frequency. That's why quiet people often need space, not to escape, but to breathe. Every interaction takes energy. Every emotion leaves a mark. Solitude is how they reset. And yet, in that quiet, something incredible happens. That's where creativity grows. That's where ideas form, where empathy matures, where understanding ripens. The world sees silence as absence, but for the quiet soul, it's everything. It's thinking, it's healing, it's creating. It's how they make sense of life in a world that never stops talking. Sure, sometimes that quiet turns heavy. They hold so much inside that it aches. They want to open up, but fear being misunderstood. They long to connect, but dread the chaos that often comes with being seen. So they find peace in subtlety. They connect through presence, not volume. Through meaning, not performance. If you've ever met someone like that, someone who barely speaks, but when they do, it feels like truth itself is talking, you've met a rare kind of strength. They don't demand attention, they earn it. They don't chase connection, they become it. They remind us that real understanding doesn't need to be loud, it just needs to be real. So if you're one of those quiet souls, this is your reminder. You don't owe the world noise. Your silence isn't a flaw, it's your language. You bring calm where others bring chaos. You bring reflection where others bring reaction. You don't need to talk more to matter more. The world may shout, but wisdom whispers. And you've mastered that art. Because in the end, it's not about how much you talk, it's about how deeply you connect. And quiet people, they connect on levels most can't even see. Their silence doesn't separate them, it anchors them. It keeps them tuned to life's real rhythm, the one that doesn't rush, the one that listens, the one that understands. So stay quiet if that's who you are. The world doesn't need more noise, it needs more depth. Your stillness is power, your silence is truth. And that truth, it speaks louder than words ever will.